Good morning and welcome. I'm Chrissy, and today I'm thrilled to be with President and CEO Mike Baker, as well as the newest addition to our team, Dr. Nicole Falls. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Chrissy.
Dr. Falls, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, we're happy to have you.
Dr. Falls, we are absolutely thrilled that you're going to be joining us officially this August. Can you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I grew up down in a small town on Georgian Bay. My family currently lives on Lake Simcoe. I did undergrad in London, Ontario at Western University. And then after I went to Western, I decided I wanted to do medicine. So I ended up doing medical school down in the Caribbean at Saba University, which is like one island just south of Saint Martin. It's a Dutch Caribbean island, so has like the world's greatest croissants and apple fritters. So the rival is still out for like the one that's better than those. So you spend 2 years on the island there, and then I did some clinical rotations, really all throughout the U.S. I was in Baltimore and Miami, Southern Louisiana, Ohio, and then ended up deciding during that process that I wanted to do general surgery. So I did my first year of general surgery residency in Abington, Pennsylvania, which is just outside of Philadelphia. And then I did the remainder of my 4 years in New Jersey. And then, really, kind of, I think in that first year, I decided that I wanted to do rural surgery. I think having like been really all throughout the United States and knowing my background, I really wanted to get to like another small town again. So the past 3 years, we've been in rural Minnesota, which I absolutely love the medicine that rural surgery has to offer. I think it's like a good mix of a lot of things, and it's really nice to be able to help people close to home.
Excellent, excellent. Now, we have really good food at the cafeteria at the hospital. We don't have great croissants and apple fritters. So I just was wondering, what inspired you to move to Temiskaming Shores and what drew you to working at, say, Temiskaming Hospital in particular?
Yeah, so I mean, again, like when I was on my clinical rotations and in residency, I was never at a location that was on the water, and having like innately grown up on Georgian Bay and have property on Lake Simcoe, I realized that that was like innately within me that I needed to be on a place that had water. So that was a big draw for sure. And then, when I came to visit Temiskaming last year, everybody was just so kind. The town was it seemed very outdoorsy, very lively. There was a lot to offer for the size of it. And again, like the size of the town was appealing to me. I know that may not be appealing to a lot of people, but I definitely enjoy this small town feel. Um, and then having like talked with a lot of the providers there, I think the medicine there is very similar to what I'm doing now, which is kind of just a mix of a lot of different things, which I really appreciate. I think it keeps me kind of on my toes and knowing like what's the latest in different aspects of general surgery, but then also, again, like being able to help people close to home because we know that people outcomes are better when they're able to stay closer to home. Most people prefer to stay closer to home for obvious reasons. Family support is right there. And I will really wanted to be able to offer that to the people of Temiskaming.
That's awesome. And we're very proud of the culture we have here inside the hospital, but also our community. Very generous community. I think you'll find that that drives us a lot of the time to make sure that we're making those investments and these kinds of relationships that will help us keep care close to home. So that's awesome. I think what struck me when you visited was the alignment of both our lifestyles here as a group. And there's indoor and outdoor stuff. If you're in northern Minnesota, like you are now, you get the winters. There's so much stuff to do here. I think that's a good draw, and I appreciate the fact that you've actually been able to take all of that in because the relationship, our culture inside the hospital, to me, is a very strong one. And the working relationship between the physicians and the nurses and the administration is very strong. And we've worked hard at that. So that's really good to hear. Let's appreciate that.
It was very evident when I came. I think the only thing you guys are going to have to work on is convincing me about fishing, both in the summer and in the winter. I haven't really jumped on that bandwagon yet.
Not your guy, I don't think. So I'm with you on that one. As you know, our hospital provides the only obstetrical services between Kirkland Lake and Temagami. So basically the whole district of Temiskaming plus Temagami. And we're especially excited that you're going to be supporting our community with C-section coverage. So what motivated you to take on this additional role alongside of your general surgery role?
Yeah, I saw that that was a need when I was in residency, having looked at what a lot of general surgeons are doing in rural areas. So I did some time with OBGYN during my residency and learned some C-sections there. And then again, here, since I've been in Minnesota, have kind of freshened up on those skills, I guess you could say. But when I spoke with the providers there and, the administrative staff, there was obviously a need to be able to help provide that service to like the people of Temiskaming and the surrounding area. Um, it's also kind of, it's a fun surgery. It's the only surgery you get a baby out of, that's for sure. Um, yeah, but yeah, I mean it's essential, obviously. It's bread and butter general surgery at its finest, like we used to do way back in the days, when general surgeons did kind of a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Along with everybody else that's excited about you coming, I'm sure Dr. Nicole Curry is very excited that you're coming.
Yeah, we have talked a little bit, but I'm hoping to give her some support, hoping to also be able to do some other like smaller GYN procedures as well, which as I understand will also help the area and this like the surrounding and people.
We're absolutely excited that you're coming, and we can't wait for you to get here, get settled in, and bring your new baby with you and your husband, of course, and get settled in with us. And I know from the discussion we just had and the discussions we've had before, you're going to fit in very, very well. Your emphasis on community, your emphasis on patients, the link that you're showing to our team culture and things like that. I think these are all a hit for all of us, and we're very, very excited. Can't wait for you to get here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm super excited too. It'll be interesting to bring kind of what I know and having my learning be a little bit different than the learning of like the providers there. But I think that it will mesh very well together, just having talked with them. Um, and I think we are able, or hopefully, my hope is that we'll be able to kind of educate each other and keep each other, up to date. But also, I think it'll be a great partnership amongst kind of everybody.
Falls, before we wrap this up, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us?
Always looking for a good book recommendation or a running trail near Temiskaming area. I do take my book recommendations very seriously. Um, Other than that, no, again, I think I'm very excited, like my husband and I, our family, we are really looking for a place to kind of settle down and set up some roots. And I think that Temiskaming kind of checks off all of our boxes to be able to do that.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today. Dr. Falls, we are so excited to welcome you here at the end of August, and I personally can't wait to work alongside you. And to everyone watching, thank you so much. And make sure you leave a nice comment for Dr. Falls in the comment section. So
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, you too.